diamonds aren't cold enough. I need a new man tough enough to hold my hand when the night gets long, to carry my spirit when the days go wrong. My soul is bright gold, like I swallowed the sun, but I'm burning too wild for just anyone. You think you got me figured out, but baby you don't. I'm not your quiet shadow, I was made to shine. Between danger and heaven, the edge is mine. Don't cage me in diamonds, don't sell me a dream. I'm the voice in the thunder, the witch in the stream. You think you've seen a star before, but you don't know me. I was made for this world, and the world was made for me. Made for the limelight, drunk off of white wine, wrapped in the finest. But baby, I'm timeless, made for the limelight, living like it's midnight, crown on my spirit, forever I shine. This moonlight on my shoulders, fire in my veins, every scar I carry sings louder than the pain. Call me reckless, call me free. I was born to be seen. Made for the limelight, drunk off of white wine, wrapped in the finest. But baby, I'm timeless, made for the limelight, living like it's midnight. No chains can bind this, forever I'm
Yo, what up, peoples? Welcome to Tuesday. Again, like happens every week or something, I guess. Over and over and over. What up, Mary B?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm tired.
Yeah,
hot.
adulting. Do not recommend.
It's hot down here in the South.
It's hot up here too.
It is. I bet it is. So what y'all doing out there in the chats? Ain't in no big hurry tonight. Plus you got the Glazer on across YouTube town. So he'll go petty soon. Members only. What up, Fridge Breaker?
Switch it over to members only.
What up, Garth? DC.
Tuesday, Monday after a long. Was it a long weekend? Where?
Where? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to be for some people. What up,
Next
Iris?
weekend's a long weekend.
Hello, Courtney. What's up, Calf? Sup, Bo? Gonna be a lot of sup bows when that Murdoch trial comes up. Be like a 100 bowl down here. What up,
Yeah,
Jenna?
we'll remember the original.
Cajun, what you cooking, Cajun? Bet it's good. Bet it's better than that shit y'all eating up in Boston, boy. Ooh. I know Cajun can cook. But she's in Louisiana. What's up, Emily C? Oh,
Hey, Emily.
celebrity sighting.
Celebs. Would you skip Iris on purpose?
No, I said hey, Iris.
Oh.
Yeah, I already said hey, Iris.
Hi. I just put a mint in my mouth. I probably shouldn't have done that.
What up, Home Slice? Canada. We're from Canada.
Canada.
What's up, Melissa? Hello, Annie. Thunder's in the house, y'all.
Thunder.
Cold and wet in the UK. Cold and wet. Just like I like my women. PCBA, what up? Cold hearted. God.
That's right.
Oh, Michelle already kicked it off.
Thank you.
So, did anything good happen today? I fell asleep yesterday at like, I don't know, early, like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I know there have been like a myriad of spaces like yesterday. I don't know about today though.
What up, Naughty Dog? What's up, Seagull?
Yo, yo.
It's morning time wherever Sharon is. What's up, Blunt? To be blunt. So, yeah, we just got some easy stuff to do today.
Just lean? Is that how you say it? Thank you very much.
Who are you talking to?
It's pronounced just lean. Just said I'm looking hot today.
Oh. I see where this is going, Merv. So, what'd you do all day, Mary B? I know you.
Well, I had PT. And so I did some treadmill shit. And then I went and organized softball uniforms. And then I went and got my McDonald's. And I'm back here.
Nice.
Oh, and I also installed my AC earlier today. And I did not hurt myself.
Oh, that's always good.
Yep.
That you didn't hurt yourself.
Yeah, it was a strong possibility. I go from like not being able to walk to like trying to install appliances.
Cool. All right. We got a goal set. We got a poll set. We got goals, polls, looking for roles. And anything else that is OLLS worded. Goals, polls, roles.
No trolls.
No trolls.
There'll probably be some trolls.
Dang, that's pretty bad weather if you got trees down everywhere.
Yeah, I heard. I got home before it started storming around here, but my sister called me to complain because she was on the road.
That sucks.
Yeah, little flash flooding.
Little flood flashing. What's up, Lady Buzzed?
Oh, good idea with the poll.
We're going to do some easy stuff today. Easy for us, anyways, because I'm tired. Not like sleepy tired. Like if I knew Barbara wouldn't get on to me, I probably would have skipped tonight since Will went at 5. But
Yeah.
we'll hammer through it, see if we can get this go and the roll, and take the poll. Take the poll.
See some trolls.
Hit the. Hold on. Take the roll. No. Take the poll. Get the goal. Eat the roll.
Right.
Right? In that order. What are yellow?
Hey, yellow.
In that order. Take it to the poll.
I like it.
Obviously, we're going to do this. I mean, I don't know how we're going to.
I could watch this all day.
Oh, so Gunner, they just won. So they pulled it out this year. Who'd they play? Who were they going head to head in points with this time?
Who?
Let me guess. Manchester City.
Oh, soccer.
I don't know who. That's why I'm asking Gunner. What's up, Blue Jay? Good to see you.
Hey, Blue Jay.
What's up, Kimmy? It hadn't been this hot in Boston since 1944. Darn.
Well, probably in like on this date. It's too early for this around here. It's supposed to be springtime. We're supposed to get a spring. We don't get a spring anymore.
Nope. It's cold one day, hot the next.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that
Yellow.
such an old person thing to complain about?
Turn on that AC.
Well, it's very loud.
No, not you. I was talking about
Oh.
yellow. She's just folding clothes and sweating.
Yeah.
What up, Kelly Cat?
That's why I just don't fold clothes.
I see Iris is trying to set up a first last little situation there.
Oh, we got the birthday girl. Come here, birthday girl. You come say hi to all your fans.
Whose birthday is it?
You're about to see. It's Freya's birthday. Yay, I'm 6.
Oh, 6 years old.
I'm 6.
What's that in cat years? Like
I think
30.
Isn't it times 7?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
it's dogs. The cats have like a factor. They have a different factor in the beginning, I think. And then it's the same as
What?
dogs.
Is 6 in cat years.
What up, Colleen?
Hi, Colleen. A 6-year-old cat is roughly 40 in human years. Hey, we're the same age. Yeah, we're the same age.
Iris. Take that.
She's 60. Oh.
So if anything really good happened that we're missing, somebody just send it to me in the Discord. We will fucking watch it and love it.
Well, do whatever you want, people. We're
And
here for you.
I accidentally sent Dean the link. I doubt he takes it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Microphone crash.
Yeah, she likes to jump up here and friggin' knock over the microphone all the time. And then she wags her tail like she's funny.
It's pretty funny. It is pretty.
She also likes to, during my stream, she likes to time out Emily C.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah. She's hilarious.
Yep. Emily C was too nice. Freya timed her ass out.
Yep.
Say something mean, Emily C. Already.
Yeah.
Give somebody the business.
Freya likes him a little rough. Don't knock it over again, Freya. Come on. Come on. Such a pain in the ass.
All right. So obviously we're going to watch Yanetti, and then we'll pull some more stuff out of this fundraiser if we want to.
Yeah.
So
80 grand, yo. It's a pretty good day.
80 grand's kicking ass.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll get the full Yanetti on replay real quick.
Ooh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. And the last hour there, I think may have brought in the most money. Just so anybody who's in a competition.
Yeah, all the chat rats were waiting. We were holding all of our money.
Yep.
Until we saw Danny.
Can't do nothing about it. I did kind of see. That's the first time I've ever been on anybody's show and looked at StreamYard that way.
Yeah.
It was funky, but it was all right.
Yeah, you did great up there. I
know. I tried to bring some content, something to do instead of sitting there and just being quiet. I brought something to do.
Yep. Danny can be loud. He can take over a fucking panel. You kidding me?
Already did it. It's done. Yeah. Already done. All right, so let's get some of this Yanetti and see what happens.
Let's do it.
What's up, Mama Nurse? Another Sherry. What up, Sherry?
Hi, Sherry.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
What's going on? Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. Hi, David.
Hey, guys.
Long time. Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. So anyway, appreciate you guys coming on here. I'm sure you're busy and everything. But I'm not sure if you've caught any of this and all. I showed the Tully body cam video for the first time. I still can't believe when he showed up in my driveway. I'm like, you have to be. I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
oh, before we get going, since we're staying super laid back, saved my smoking when I got home for you guys. On accident, but still, same thing.
What you got?
I got some Golden Sands.
Ooh.
Golden Sands.
Sweet, sweet.
It is. What you got?
I think I'm gonna go with the AK-47 again.
I would have finished that fucking jar 3 times already.
It's a lot. There's 28 in here.
It's like one day. 1 day's worth. 1 day's worth of fucking supplies in there.
I know. I need to get something new.
Yeah. Oh well. You can't go wrong with the AK-47. So
Hell no.
all right, now I'll stop interrupting myself. There you go.
Here I am accusing this guy of being involved in the cover-up of a murder, and he's at my house arresting me. Like, you have to be kidding for doing that. Like, that's just crazy.
That's exactly why he was at your house. But the fact that he was at your kid's bus stop, I think, should shock everybody even more than that. And the fact that they plan to arrest you at your kid's bus stop is just horrific. I mean, that could happen to anybody. Did your kids see what happened? Were they watching from the bus?
No,
pulled away?
mine, because they're younger, so they sit in the front of the bus at that age. But if she was in the 5th grade, she probably would have sat in the back and probably would have seen it, because that's where she sits now, because she's a cool 5th grader. But back then, she was an uncool 3rd grader, so I think they missed it. But I think kids have told them, and they're at the age where they can like Google it and see this stuff now. But that morning, it's just like, you could have just sent me a summons, and it was like that with Karen, wasn't it, David? Like
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, for somebody with no criminal record, who's represented by counsel, and the attorney reaches out to the prosecutor to say, look, I'll surrender him or her at any place or time that you tell me, and then for them to go behind your back and try and arrest for the pomp and circumstance of it and the perp walk, it's just a sign of something larger that's wrong in these cases, in my view.
Yeah. And they twist everything. That my whole case is them just twisting my words. And a thing or two about that, David, because one thing that they always bring up with you is that right after Karen Reed was arraigned or whatever, you were interviewed on the courthouse steps, and you said that my client had no criminal intent. What did you mean by that?
So, I mean, you can see my mind, the gears churning while I'm in court, trying to digest the only police report that they had given us. And you have to understand, there was like zero discovery available, and they withheld it from us for so long. But I'm shocked at that point that they have charged Karen with manslaughter. My view of this and my expectation coming into that courtroom was this was a motor vehicle homicide allegation. And that was really the first sign that I got that, something's up here. So, in my argument to the judge, I said, look, Judge, they've charged this as manslaughter. They're asking for $50,000 cash bail. But, where in this police report does it show any criminal intent to justify a manslaughter charge? So, I was speaking to their version of events, which is what you're stuck with at arraignment. And I was saying, even under their version of events, which we all know now was false, we didn't know what was going on then. Even under their version of events, it was an overcharge from the beginning. And then it was even more shocking when they went to the grand jury and upped it to 2nd-degree murder. But just for the record, so that everybody knows this, at no point in time ever, from the first moment I talked to her on the phone until now, has Karen Reed ever said that her car hit John O'Keefe. Never. So, to the extent that, that's what they want, their narrative is, it's wrong, not surprisingly.
Their narrative, the story that's been put out there by, I think, the Proctors or someone, is that, when they went through your phone, they came across a text. They went through Karen's phone. They came across a text message in which she tells her lawyer, who they assume is you at the time, that I did it. I accidentally hit him. But you didn't even know Karen by the time that she took her phone, right?
No, and this this is symptomatic of just about everything that they've done. They've cut and pasted text messages. They've taken them out of context. They've tried to say that they're one thing when they say another. They lose credibility every time. And I think recently they've said, oh, geez, no, it wasn't Yannetti. It was some other attorney that she said that to after being Yannetti, you suck. Mm-hmm. So, it's just par for the course.
Yeah.
To that point, also, the news had been reporting that there was ring footage of this incident of Karen hitting John with her car. It's still out there. We've played it 100 times. And I can't remember because we've watched the arraignment a number of times too. Was it February 1st or February 2nd?
February 2nd.
Too.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if Lally said in court that there was ring footage of the accident also, but that was the original narrative that was put out to the public.
Yeah, I don't think he said it in the arraignment, but it definitely was put out there in a WBZ news report. And it's funny because recently some audio video has surfaced of me. I don't remember talking. The trolls have brought this up. They found a audio of me saying that I go, obviously she hit him with the car. And I'm like, where did I say this? I'm like, where? I don't. And it turns out it's a 2022 YouTube show I did in which somebody asks me in the chat, are you going to cover this story? And I'm like, I go, yeah, it just doesn't seem like much of a story. It seems like a tragic accident. Like, obviously she hit him. I go, and my reason for believing that she obviously hit him, the ring camera. I actually cite the ring camera. I go, it's been reported that there's ring camera. So that lie literally kept people like me from even looking into this. Cause like, what's the story? It's
right.
Right. Carrie, what's her name? Carrie Roberts says Sandra Bullock's going to play her in the movie. What movie? About the girl who accidentally hit her boyfriend in a horrible, tragic accident happened? What movie?
But by the way, I mean, what they released, obviously I had never seen that show that you did. But what they released was consistent with what you've always maintained, which is that, you weren't interested in the case because it seemed like it was open and shut. And the media had reported essentially that it was, and that she did it, and let's move on. And that's just further evidence that you were telling the truth. That you originally thought X, and then learned that it was actually Y.
Yes, precisely. And this is what they do. And let me see if I can pull up here something I wanted to bring up with you, David, because they like to smear. They got my whole phone. Right. And they've gone through it and they've leaked it and it's out there. And they really are trying to push this narrative that the dastardly Karen Reed, along with her co-conspirators, her unnamed co-conspirators, Alan Jackson and David Yannetti, that the whole time you guys were you knew she did it. She knew she did it. But you just had to find some blogger out there who was willing to get paid to lie for her. And to be clear, do you remember when's the first time we spoke? Do you remember?
So if I can, and I don't want to take too much of Melanie's time because I want to hear Melanie speak during this segment. And by the way, just so we're clear here, Melanie Little within the Yannetti household is Queen Melanie. My sister, my mother have watched her religiously from the beginning. They love her. They're so excited that I get to share the stage with her today. And I just got a text message from my paralegal, Lisa, who's great, FKR all the way. And she, on a Sunday, she sent me a text message reminding me that I had Turtleboy at 3, and also and also telling me please. Pass along her best wishes to Aiden and Melanie. She loves you both. There have been plenty of times, Melanie, I've come back to the office and she's listening to you, through her computer. Yeah. So anyway,
thank you.
What was the question?
I don't remember.
I think we were
the first time we spoke.
Oh yeah,
right,
your text messages between each other.
Right. So here's the deal. And I've said this publicly before, but in bits and pieces. Not like widely reported, but the very first time we spoke, Aiden, was after you, wrote your first article on the case. And prior to that, I had never watched your show. I knew who you were only because years prior, I had a client who was accused of doing some unsavory things, and you picked up the case and thoroughly spanked him. And so
sounds about right.
Yeah.
As he
And
does.
my impression of you was, this guy's trouble. I need to stay away from him. I'm representing a lot of people who might be accused of doing some dastardly things. So I want to keep a low profile. So anyway, you and I never met. We never talked. I'm sure you didn't know who I was. And once the first article came out, within a day or two, my thought was, well, finally we have somebody who's willing to tell this story, and I should introduce myself to him. And that was the purpose of my phone call to you. And just so you understand, the manslaughter charge, well, not allowing Karen to surrender, the manslaughter charge, and not getting any cooperation from them in terms of discovery in the early stages, pre-indictment, in addition to the discovery that was trickling in, led me to believe that this official story is not correct. And so from an early juncture, we were strategizing, how do we get the public's eye on this? There's a media out there that may be willing to assist us in this investigation. And by assist, I only mean getting to the truth. Our outlook from the beginning was, we just want the truth. I want to find out what is the real evidence in this case, and we'll live with whatever that is. And I had told you, Aiden, off camera, within the last week that, I had some media contacts. I've been around for a long time, and I had some friends in the media. But I'm not going to name this reporter because I like him a lot. But I remember giving him a call and suggesting that they look into this or that, they interview this person or that person, because there was this brick wall that we couldn't bust through. And I'll never forget what he said to me, which was, Dave, he said, this case is done. You couldn't get anybody to touch this case with a 10-foot pole. Wow. And that was, the brick wall that we were running into before.
Was that before or after the Google search came out? Was that like before the Google search came out? Probably.
It was before.
Okay,
it was before.
But still,
yeah.
you there was still plenty of stuff.
I had already seen stuff that my antenna were up, and I was convinced. I had an innocent client here, and I had the machinery of big government targeting her, and we needed help. So you were the cavalry that came in. And by the way, I didn't know how you were turned on to the case. I didn't know you. I certainly didn't call
until
you
until recently. Like,
exactly.
Because that's another thing that they've criticized you for, is that you've made statements saying that we weren't talking to him like we weren't beforehand. And now that Karen was not the person who reached out to me. It was another cop from Duxbury who used to work with John by the name of Brian Johnson. And I've got the timestamped screenshots to show he sent me the link, and I looked into it first.
Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. I know I didn't call you, so or contact you. That was the reason for my tweet. But anyway, when you came in, that's when everything changed. That's when we had eyeballs on the case. We had a public putting pressure on a district attorney's office, and it definitely changed the tide.
And I think when Melanie first got into this game, I was in jail, and I started watching her in there. Actually, I watched her Garrett Wing interview, and that's when I think things really started to really pick up. Because prior to Melanie's involvement, there was no law tubers really covering this, and it was really just me. It was me and Plevin. That was it for Karen Reed content. And then the Glare and LTL and others got into it. But Melanie was really kind of the first YouTuber. And Melanie, what made you take such a big interest in the story?
Well, first, let's make the record clear here. There's nothing illegal, improper, or unethical about an attorney speaking to a reporter about their client's case. There's nothing wrong with that. That's done all the time. I have a person.
But by the way, you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't do that.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Who's not gonna? If the attorney wants to talk to me, why would I say no? I mean, what do I? No, I don't want to. I don't want any scoops.
Right. I'm curious why the mainstream media wouldn't report on it. I mean, I guess where they're just powerful people involved and they didn't want to report on it, or are they just skewed a certain way?
Just laziness. All just reporters these days. No, there's the day of the spotlight at the Boston Globe is over. Like they don't go and look. They are just conditioned now to go down to the courthouse, get the records, copy and paste what the Commonwealth is saying. Here's the allegations. Nobody wants to actually look into a story anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. So fun fact, I have a personal connection to Norfolk County because when I was in college in Boulder, I met a guy who was from, he said Foxborough, but it because nobody ever heard of the small town that he was from. And it was in Norfolk County. And we were in college and he was telling me like how corrupt the police were where he grew up, and that they would stop him and his friends and just beat him up for no reason. And he had this like unhealthy, almost fear of law enforcement having grown up there. And then we got married and then we had 2 kids together. And then the Karen Reed case happened and we were divorced at this point, still, in contact, still had a great relationship because we were co-parenting our kids. But I said, holy crap, like this is in Norfolk County. These are the cops that I've been hearing about since, the late 80s, early 90s. And this is wild. And so it first came to my attention, I guess, from a viewer, but I remember hearing the story on the news and hearing there was ring footage of it. And just like everybody else was like, oh man, that sucks. Like she backed into her boyfriend. She was drunk, tragic story. He died in the snow. And then I just started reading everything that I could get my hands on. Tragically, he died. My ex-husband died like right after I started reporting on the story, like the next month. And so when everyone was attacking me and coming for me about, grifting and jumping on this grift train and like all this bullshit, I told the personal story about my personal connection to this county and how I really wanted to dig into this because having heard for decades about how corrupt the law enforcement was in this specific county, I really took an interest in it. And wow. You were in jail at the time. And between you and me and all of us now, everyone watching, there's almost 8,000 people watching here today.
Mary B, they let me on that show.
I know.
It's crazy. Albeit
you were a big pull too. People were very excited. I remember when you were backstage and there were still 10 people on there and everyone's going, "Where's Danny?"
I missed
like
that.
Taking up the whole chat. I was like, whoa, I got to scroll through all this to read other things.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But they let me on this fucking show with there was 7,700 people on when I went on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was right around that amount all day.
Figured at least 1,000 people would leave when I came on. They didn't. Only like 100.
Yeah. I mean, there were other people up too. I mean, Nick Rekieta was there.
Yeah, no, I was on panel with Nick Rekieta.
Right?
Cool. Even though Dean doesn't care for him. I think he's earning his way back in slowly.
Yeah, he's one of those people, one of those YouTube people who everyone hates and then they don't hate him anymore and then they hate him again. And there's a lot of those people on X and YouTube.
Oh, let's see. That's the kind of stuff we do here. Don't come here and try to find your content for your better channel, for your better show, okay?
Please. Emily does school.
I know.
And she does fun segments that, like, she acts like other people, and we can't do that shit.
Probably need to take me to school one day.
Yeah, you're from Mississippi, so.
Yeah, teach me to talk faster. I just got through smoking, so the talking's going to get slower and slower over the next 35 minutes.
It happens.
It might not. It's too hot outside today. I mean, it wasn't as hot as it's going to be in a month. Like, I'm not an idiot because I'm out in it every year, but it's about to get really hot.
Yeah, but your body's got to, like, get acclimated. It takes a little bit.
You're supposed to.
I don't do that.
You're supposed to clap back. Everybody's waiting on you to just let somebody have it.
That's what she does.
Might as well be me. At least I can be in the clip,
Right.
Emily C just uses all the words, Something to make Nurse Kim go, oh.
Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh. All right. need something else to watch too because
What do we got, chat? Actually, don't you have a little section in your Discord where people have been dropping shit?
I don't know that anything's been dropped in there today.
Yeah, all this is from yesterday.
Couple of weird spaces. What's up, Genuine?
Oh, the spaces.
Bunch of weird spaces.
Oh, there's the video of them saying they had a doorbell video.
Where is that?
B Crumbs dropped it.
Just now?
No, it was from yesterday, but it's like you just gotta scroll up a little bit after it's hot out whining or before that.
About you talking about me whining about it being hot yesterday?
Yeah.
As you sit inside in your air conditioning. Your extra air conditioner.
No, I don't have central air. I just have that.
Thanks.
What do you mean you don't have central air?
It's like a thing. I only have the window air conditioners and I only have one. So usually what I do, and this is probably going to be too dangerous for me to do this year, so I'm going to figure it out, is I take the air conditioner out of the living room window and I put it in the bedroom window at night.
At least you learned to walk again, so you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully I don't drop it on my foot.
What stage of learning to walk again were you today when you went to PT?
I went on the treadmill and I did 65% body weight. But my gait is still off. I'm still like leaning to the right, obviously.
You'll learn.
I'm
You
getting
learned
there.
the first time.
I'm getting there. We talked to Karen Reed today in
Okay.
Turtleboy, actually. I told her about the fundraiser. I was like, oh, yeah, Danny was on. He's the guy I do the show with, but I wasn't on. She's like, oh, you would have been on? I was like, I mean, like, I was on the B list, I think, but she thought it was cool that I would even be, like, considered. But anyway.
You get mentioned a lot, so
Yeah.
it's going to help.
Exactly.
I would have sent you the link and let you sneak up there, but then I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah. I wouldn't want you to do that your first time up.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Maybe next time.
I mean, this is only 38 seconds. I think we can make it through this whole video.
For joining us tonight, I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm David Wade. Karen Reed is accused of motor vehicle homicide. The body of Officer John O'Keefe was found in the snow early Saturday morning outside of a home in Canton. Now, investigators say she drove him to that neighborhood just after midnight. I-Team sources say the two had been in a relationship and that investigators have video from a Ring doorbell camera and then impounded her car. John O'Keefe, again, a 16-year veteran of the Boston Police Department. Boston Police releasing...
A woman is now facing manslaughter charges.
Lies.
Yeah, so reported incorrectly.
Yes.
Or
And that's the thing is everyone's like, oh, that's sad. You know, it's not like, I don't know. It's fucking bullshit.
No takebacks, though. Once you ring the bell. Once you ring the bell. These dogs are loud, sorry.
Yeah. Sounds like they're throwing things around.
They are. They're super loud.
I wanted to keep you, Turtleboy, out of the conversation because I didn't watch your show. I didn't know about any of your reporting. And let's face it, there were a lot of people who just didn't like you and didn't want to believe what you had to say. Mm-hmm. And so I thought it would be a better track to not bring you into the conversation until these two stories became inextricably intertwined so that a new audience would hear about the story, right? And I think that, you know, it brought a lot of new eyeballs to the case. And
legitimacy because you're an attorney. You know what I mean? That's what we needed. We needed an attorney to come out and be like, no. I'm a lawyer and I can.
You're muted.
Iris sent me something. Says, sorry, this content is unavailable for purchase. What the fuck does that mean?
What are you trying to purchase? A membership?
I don't know.
That's a big ass bird.
I'm already way ahead of yours.
Why am I not a member and why am I not allowed? You are a member.
You're blue. I don't know if you're, yeah.
No, there's a little sign there.
I don't know what that means, ours. Probably your busted ass internet.
Yeah, try like unplugging it and plugging it back in.
Yeah, try getting some better internet. He's sending me bad internet pictures. Like,
your shit's broken.
why are you buffering? Like, we're not. You are, Iris. You are. All right. Let's
see how wrong this is and here's my experience in the field to say that. And it's good that you didn't bring me into it, because then they can't accuse you of being in the cult or a turtle rider or anything like that, or be biased by that. No, these are just the facts. And like I said, the first time I watched you was when you had Garrett Wing on. I got sent I was in jail. Did you know Garrett before that?
No, you can thank Jennifer Coffendoffer for that, because I was on Court TV twice in January of 2020. I don't even know what year it was at this point. 2024 is right before the first trial. And I said, that is clearly a dog attack to this man's arm. Okay. I've been an injury lawyer for over 30 years, and this is not a pedestrian versus motor vehicle accident. There are no injuries to support that. You got to have bumper marks. You got to have some injuries below the neck, aside from what looks like a dog attack to the right arm. And she tried to make me look like a fool. Everyone thinks that, they're a doctor now. They know the injuries. And I'm like, so one of my moderators said, there's this guy on YouTube. His name is Garrett Wing. He has like 2 million subs, and he talks. This is exactly what he does. He trains dogs to bite. He trains dogs like German Shepherds to go out and catch the perpetrators and drag them out.
We hope you get your power back for sure. And what's up, next witness?
Hey, next witness.
What does switching channels mean? Why do y'all keep sending me shit that's confusing?
Well, here's the thing. What I noticed, I was in Lauren's channel last night, Common Sense Investigator, and she was going through reading the chats, and sometimes people are chatting with each other, but like you pull up a chat and it's like amid somebody else's conversation, so you don't understand what's going on. That happens a lot.
I already do that all the time.
Yeah, but just in case.
Yeah, I do that all the time already. So I'm just waiting for her to chat.
So don't be confused.
And he can tell you all about dog bites. I sent him a picture. I said, listen, I have this show. I don't even want to tell you what it's about. Here's just a picture of a guy's arm. What do you think this is? And he's like, clearly dog bites.
I thought you knew him. I didn't know you didn't know him. You just, just on a whim.
That was a cold call.
And David, he was on your witness list for the second trial. Can I ask why you guys didn't call him, or just feel like
that's an internal decision? Okay. I think you can probably infer, because we already had a dog bite expert, and I thought Dr. Russell was just fantastic and unassailable. I mean, she was grilled more than any witness in the entire case, both pre-trial, twice before both trials, and at trial. And you could not shake her off of what was an expert opinion, but it was consistent with what anybody would think when they look at those injuries. I mean, when I first saw those injuries, I was like, we're going to win this case. It's over.
So that's what did it for me.
Took a long time, but
that's what did it for Alan. A lot of people cite the dog bites as there's no explaining those.
Explaining.
And I didn't even know what their theory was going to be until we got to trial, and Joe Paul, because for a while there, the McAlbert Mafia was putting out this whole thing about like the undercarriage of the car and it aligned with, I'm like, you're going to say it. Okay. And then all of a sudden Joe Paul was like, no, it's from the tail light. He stuck his arm out. I'm like, what? You have to be kidding me. You have, oh my God. I can't believe they went with that.
Who would have thought that Joe Paul, is that his first name?
Joe Paul, yeah, Joe Paul.
Joe Paul. Who would have thought that Trooper Paul would have been their best accident reconstructionist in the 2 trials?
I know. He convinced he convinced 9 and Judd Welcher convinced 0. So
Right.
like, which is remarkable.
He was a lot cheaper too. So
yes, he was.
Yeah.
I think they felt bad for. I mean, he was more likable than people felt bad for Joe Paul. He was like up there. I didn't feel bad. I'm not one of them. I think he's a douchebag. But like some people felt bad because he was so outmatched by Allen, and it was just like
he was helpless.
Yeah. And so, but whereas like Judd Welcher came across as like with Bob was just like cocky, like the faces he kept making, like, duh. You don't know that? What are you, an idiot?
Yeah.
Like, well, like he was just so he didn't even get mentioned in the closing.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
and imagine that. There's star witness. You're right.
Not mentioned in the closing. So I want to bring up something here, David, from the recent lawsuit that I think we should talk about here. That was filed against Karen and I, and because you're mentioned in it, and it says here. So it says, by early September 2023, Reed's team was concerned that the police were potentially going to charge Carney with witness harassment. If that were to happen, Reed's counsel Yannetti expressed concern to Carney that if that happens, that a judge prohibits you from having contact with witnesses. This prospect concerned Reed, Yannetti, and Jackson since they feared silencing Carney would impact the defendant's campaign against the plaintiffs. Indeed, on September 9th, 2023, Yannetti messaged Carney regarding the plaintiffs, stating, quote, "These bastards deserve all the scorn we are giving them."
No, he's got his elbow brace on. He does have a brace on, though. He's holding his microphone because just like Will the Glara, who's got his microphone taped to his fucking mic arm, these things are $150. You can get a badass one like they use on Joe Rogan show for about $450. Mic arm, microphone, $400 to get the best shit. So $150, get you some new shit.
Or you can just hold it.
Somebody please send Aiden and Will new microphone and new mic arm right after you send me an SM7B.
Them. With Carney silence, the scorn Reed intended to incite might diminish. So regarding the plaintiffs being key word there. Now, I had my hands tied behind my back with this because I don't have my phone extraction. Everybody else has it except for me. So I can't even read what that message was. But recently you and I connected about this, and I was astonished to see what came before that. So I think with your permission, these are the
listen, pay attention, everyone.
Yes.
This is emblematic of exactly what the other side is doing with just about every text message.
Yeah,
I'll turn the floor over to you, Aiden.
So this is my message that precedes your message. It says, I said to you, imagine a police officer is shot in cold blood, and the last vehicle seen where his body was found was a Ford Edge. There would be an all points bulletin looking for information on whoever was driving that car. They'd have a list of every person in Canton who owns one. They'd be pulling surveillance videos all over town looking for footage of a Ford Edge around the time. They'd find a plate and identify them within a day or two. Yet when 2 state police detectives found out this information, their immediate response was to pursue a wiretapping angle against someone called Turtleboy. It has been a month now. I wonder how much time they've invested in finding whoever was driving that Ford Edge. And you respond by saying, so true. These bastards deserve all the scorn we are giving them. So who are the bastards? Who are the bastards?
You guys answer that.
It's the MSP, not the House defense.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I've never called the witnesses bastards or anything. And by the way, this is a private text message, not for public consumption. But it doesn't matter. From the beginning, your extractions on the internet, they can see the whole conversation between us. And if I could characterize that conversation, Aiden, it's 2 guys doing a different job talking about how we can expose corruption. And it has to do with law enforcement and finding exculpatory evidence. And it's unbelievable, isn't it? I've been silent about it. I mean, I'm not going to go, tit for tat with these nitwits on the internet.
Dude, if you did not have air conditioning in Mississippi, you will fucking die.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
You can't live in one of these modern houses with no air conditioning because it's not built to ventilate and move air. Like old houses have flippers above the doors and shit. You could open them all up and the wind, open your window without getting fucking axe murdered.
Well, when I was growing up, my dad never had air conditioners at his house because he didn't have central air and he didn't like them hanging out the windows because it made the house look ugly. So when we would complain that it's too hot, he would say, go jump in the pool. But then he has a new wife and she said she's hot. So then he got air conditioning.
You would have to rebuild all of the houses down here. So if you don't have air conditioning and it's hot outside, you probably don't want it to be like super sealed up because the sun down here is just brutal.
Yeah, it's a lot worse.
Yeah.
And humid.
Oh. Yeah. It was humid today. Very humid. But whatever. It's always like that.
Yeah, exactly, Melanie. This is it just symbolizes what they're doing anytime they post a text message or an email, and this is just the tip of the spear. I'll tell you, you'll get a couple of scoops today from me, Aiden.
Everybody say hey to Angel because it's like two live streams. I said hey first or didn't say hey, and she thought I was ignoring her. So I was like, I wouldn't ignore you.
Never. Hi, Angel baby.
All 227 weirdly numbered people say hey to Angel.
Hoping that people will donate to your cause. But it was a running joke within the team that anytime the Commonwealth filed a motion, you had to check the cases that they cited because more often than not, they didn't stand for anything close to what they represented them to stand for. And there was an infamous footnote in one of the briefs that they wrote, cherry picking some of my text messages to you. And they just made it seem like here I am egging on witness intimidation and we're in this conspiracy to harass witnesses when I'm sure you probably have another text or two that you can show, but me thanking you, what was that for, Aiden? What was that thanking you for intimidating witnesses?
No, that was thanking me for getting the truth out there.
No.
Which one was this? Which one was this? Which thank you was this?
This was
did you send me these ones?
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it.
Let me pull it up because again, unfortunately, I'm the only person without access to my own phone.
Right.
The whole internet has it, but they gave me access. They gave me a phone that's only compatible with non-Macs.
If you can't find it, I'll just blurt it out. But see if
go ahead.
See if you have it.
Did you send it to me? I forget.
I can't remember if I gave it to you in person or if I sent it to you. I can't remember. But basically, you held a fundraiser. And it was for yourself, and you donated half of what you got at a certain day to Karen. And I saw that, and I said, "You're a class act. Thank you."
That's right.
And they have like cherry picked that to say, "Geez, you're a class act because you've been harassing witnesses or whatever." It's just, it's all nonsense, and for whatever attorney put that quote in the motion in the civil case should be ashamed of himself. That's BBO material right there. He knew what we were talking about, and he made it sound like something else to a judge.
Yeah. And like I said, they have my phone extraction. They know that thing, the scorned bastards, they know who we're talking about because they've read our messages.
That's right.
They know we're talking about Michael Proctor and Yuri Buchanan because I said them by name in the text that preceded that. And I was saying how, and it just shows how I believe this too, that like this is mind boggling. Like it's two guys talking about how much we believe this is a cover up and
That's
how
right.
outrageous we believe this is and how much I just can't believe that they're doing this. And you were like, these bastards like deserve all the scorn we're getting. God forbid the police get scorned. God forbid.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. And now they're publicly disparaging you, David, in court filings, which is pretty outrageous.
Speaking of disparaging in public, what is happening to Ronco? What is going on? I've missed that. Saw something about it earlier. What is fucking happening?
What are people like saying shit to him because he went on the show?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of shit for going on the show. I don't understand it.
He doesn't give a shit. He said that. It was he was on with Andrea Burkhart, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because they're both just like, yeah, that's gonna fucking happen anyway. I don't care. We should find that on the fundraiser, because I remember that whole thing coming up because Aiden said it. He's like, so have you gotten a lot of like hate on Twitter and stuff for coming on the fundraiser? And they're like, we get that anyway. We don't care.
All right, so I'm not great with X, but I think, yeah, this is when was this?
Oh, they're going back and forth.
Yeah, about it. So he says, since Ian is apparently looking into the claims about me made by deranged individuals who have been harassing him all day for coming on my fundraiser, perhaps my followers could point him in the right direction of accurate information. So I guess some people were tagging him and he said, that's fair. I'm listening to what folks have to say, and folks have more information than I did. So looking at things. And then Runkle says, maybe not the right approach here, man. And then Turtleboy says, personally, I think these deranged accounts seriously
Taking
these deranged accounts seriously and treating them with any sort of legitimacy isn't the right approach here. You also could, ask me, but good luck with your investigation into me. If you need some references for TBDS accounts, I'd start with Krusty and then work backwards from there.
Oh, Joe Flipahead had something to say, huh?
Oh, God. Flip says, probably shouldn't comment on this, Aunt. If I were to, though, generally in the grand scheme of life, I would say that anyone who lets someone else influence their opinion on someone or something ain't something I'd give a single fuck about.
Let's see what we like. Parody LaFario. This is a good account.
Okay, that's a good one. So Daniel tagging Runkle was absolutely on my bingo card.
100%.
Hey, Daniel, no lawyer takes you seriously anymore. You lie about everything. So she responded to this. Runkle, you have now entered the part of the story when Aiden blows his dog whistle. But be honored, because this is actually one of the most overt and obvious times he has done that. I don't consider what he said to be a dog whistle.
Runkle can be a little too open-minded for his own good. I know he means well, but he definitely like believes in the best in people. He hasn't seen enough of this bullshit.
That's happening. Back to this.
But he was warned. He was warned.
He was what?
He was warned.
Who was, Runkle? Or
yeah. Yeah, they specifically talked about it during the fundraiser.
He should have known that. But I wouldn't think Runkle would care, nor do I think he would believe some of these people.
Yeah.
Just because they're tagging him on X. But, you have to look out for your brand, too. aside from, and he's not, I don't know how into the Turtleboy thing and Runkle is, which I knew he was big with Karen Reed because obviously he got the big first interview.
Yeah, right.
So, whatever. Just wondering.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Runkle, I think it's just a clash of personalities where, like, I think Aiden's taking a little bit.
Was that Runkle's first time back and forth? I thought he'd been on Runkle's show.
Yeah, he was interviewed on Runkle's show, but I mean, there's different parties involved now. Runkle probably doesn't know about Nan. Because she seems like a legit like professional when you look at like what she's, her accolades and stuff. But like, then when you start listening to her talk, it's like, oh, she's crazy.
Let's use the word professional loosely.
It is very.
I've got pretty thick skin. This I just laugh, but they're whatever they're accusing you of doing, they're doing themselves. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and if they have us dead to rights, like, why not just tell the truth? Why not put the whole context in there? Like, I'm not sure how familiar you are with my charges, David, but like, most of the things that I've said are completely taken out of context, and if you have the truth on your side, why do you need to do that?
It's a really good point.
And so I had the Radners on earlier, and we were talking about the grand jury process. Did you know that Karen Reed? Did you know that grand jury was going on?
Well, I assumed, because manslaughter can't be prosecuted in district.
Oh, we ain't messing with Runkle.
No, I love Runkle.
So
I love Runkle.
So we ain't gonna shut the fuck up.
Court. So yeah, I assumed and expected that there was a grand jury proceeding. At that point, I was like, all right, well, they're just going to indict her for the overcharge of manslaughter, and they're going to give me a call because she's made every court appearance, and I've promised her cooperation. The last thing I expected was the upcharge, and they went and arrested her again. I mean, just to put on another show, to have another perp walk, to further harass her. Then I'm at arraignment in Superior Court, and I'm experiencing deja vu because I'm looking at the statement of the case. I'm like, where's the new evidence? When I hear murder 2, I'm like, geez, they must have come up with something new.
Well, they had some new stuff. There was a trip to Aruba that the Sullivan.
Yeah, oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Those witnesses were really strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was nothing there. It was like reheated leftovers with a bigger charge, and all they wanted to do was lock her up. Thank goodness that the judge didn't give him the $500,000 cash bill.
I was just saying that was the one good thing Beverly Cannoni ever did, was set bail at only $100,000. Because Karen Reed I don't think she could come up with 500 back then, at least. I mean, that would have been a struggle.
She would have been in custody for a while, and yes, that was one of the biggest decisions that Judge Cannoni made in the whole case, and it went in our favor.
Yeah. I mean, for one, God bless Beverly Cannoni for doing
one
that.
One of the only right decisions she might have made in the entire trial. Have you ever?
I mean, I don't want to bash the judge. I mean, there were. I mean, everybody has the transcripts now, and certainly we were frustrated with some of the decisions, but there were decisions that went our way as well, and so I don't want to be on a Judge Cannoni bashing panel.
Have you ever experienced, I mean, this case was such a unicorn in so many ways. I say that all the time, but have you ever experienced the level of Daubert hearings in any other criminal case that you handled as you did in this one? I mean,
never. Yeah, never.
That was crazy.
I mean, thank God for Bob Alessi, right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
The leading expert examiner in the country.
Unbelievable, that guy.
He's up to the task.
He took all the hard ones, like all the hard witnesses, the not fun stuff, the technical nerdy stuff.
He did.
He learned it all, and
never complained once. Never slept.
And tell us about that. Like, so you've known Bob for a while, and how did he come to get on the Reed defense team?
So, I mean, Bob and I intersected on a district court case a few years ago. And I didn't know what to make of him at first. Melanie, I'm sure you've had cases referred to you, or cases where a client comes to you, but somebody in the client's family is a lawyer. And, right. And the very first thing you think is, well, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have somebody looking over my shoulder. He's going to be a pain in the neck. He probably doesn't know criminal law. He's going to be telling me my job. And against my better judgment, I took the case anyway. And, so Bob participated in the defense, but in a very reserved way. He was very respectful to me. I didn't know who he was. I just figured he like hung a shingle somewhere in Brooklyn or something. I didn't know that he was like the leading partner at one of the leading law firms in the world, whose hourly rate was like 5 times mine. I had no idea. But I gained respect for him because it became a collaborative process. And, the trial went well. I almost felt like.
You're muted.
Yeah, that's crazy that it's that much like hate for him going on that show. It's like his own people hating on him. Who's hating on him?
Well, there's a lot of like mix in his chat. I go in there sometimes, and I was in there during he did like a little review of Aiden and Meredith's hearing or whatever. It was a hearing, right? There was a good mix of both, TB lovers and haters in there. It got a little like combative. So I can imagine that he does have some people that watch him that are mad.
Yeah, but to go in the chat, like they owe you something.
Right. It's not right. I mean, everything that Runkle does is, he's a really good person and a really like kind and caring. And he does like put a lot of research, and he puts a lot behind the things that he says, so something like this is going to bother him, thinking he's the wrong thing, especially because he's not privy to all of the information that's been going on. And like, I know he knows that Aiden is, someone that is controversial, but I don't think he realized to what extent.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just don't want that to become a bigger issue.
I'm sure it'll blow over. They'll move on to something else soon. Something else will come up that they can.
I think they got to you this time. That anytime you go back around them, they're just going to get to you again.
Right. Well, you got to stop making it work. They'll leave you alone if they know that it's not going to affect anything.
Bob was my cook.
Yeah, for sure. But too late now.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a bunch of really good lawyers on there, so it wasn't like he was the only lawyer in a big drama situation.
Right. But these people refuse to even look at the fact that they might be wrong about, the way they think. So.
All right, here we go.
Counsel, and we became friends. And then during the first Karen Reed trial, there'd be, times when we'd come back from court and, I'd just give Bob a call and, run some ideas by him. He always had great ideas himself. And then, after the first trial with the hung jury, mainly because we had 3 lawyers the first time around, and we were still drinking from a fire hose. It was so much work. We were working 24/7 on the same case, and still we were tapped. And we needed help. We recognized that. So I approached Bob, and it's really a miracle that he got involved. He had to get permission from his firm to do it pro bono. We brought him onto the team, and he handled in my view, the toughest parts of the trial. I mean,
what a sacrifice that was for all of you guys. You guys all were basically working for free, right? And those are billable hours that you could have spent representing other clients. I mean, I assume that this prevented you guys from taking on new clients, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate that I had a de facto partner that picked up the slack. I mean, Greg Johnson, I can't thank him enough. He just handled everything. He handled my work. He handled his work. But, you know, I mean, I was tied up for 4 months. So, you know, my income took a big hit that year. But, you know, when all is said and done, it's small potatoes. This was a once in a lifetime case.
It was.
I feel so good about the job that we did, the result that we got. You know, when are you ever going to have that opportunity again? Yeah,
I mean, what was it like walking out of that courthouse on June 18th?
It was surreal. It really was. I mean, we walked out, and first of all, during the verdict, we heard everybody cheering outside, and it was a very emotional time. You know, so we're waiting to walk out, and I'm looking out, and it just looked like Fenway Park to me. It was like, these people are all here for us, and they're cheering for us, and you know, you get chills thinking about it.
All right, what's on that Bus Stop Live? We'll watch it after this.
I'm very thankful that Damon Seligson, who's, you know, her Karen's lead counsel in the civil case, was with us that day, and Damon had the foresight,
right? Yeah, that was him filming
the video behind us. I loved it. It's a moment I'll never forget.
And you were on camera, and people have watched the verdict so many times, and you're standing there, like, and your tears are coming out of your eyes. I mean, have you ever had a client like that you're so emotionally invested in?
It's happened to me one time before. It was another murder case, and you know, I think it's just a release from, you know, just putting everything you have into a case.
Was that today? Today's Bus Stop Live? Because that looks like 5/19. Bus Stop Live. Sorry.
And then to have it end with, you know, such a satisfying verdict, I was overcome, you know, by emotion, you know, for a brief period of time, such that Karen had
how could you
look at me and like pat my head.
We all cried. We were all hysterical on TV. We were watching. We cried. Still cried thinking about it.
I was so lucky to get a front row seat. I say this, that like the 15 minutes leading up to the verdict, when no one was in the room except for you guys, the Karen's defense team, and the media. Hank Brennan wasn't in there yet. The jury, the judge, they weren't in there yet. And I have never seen Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collected Alan Jackson look so stressed as he was during that time. Like, it was being able to watch that. I remember him pacing around by himself. Yeah. He looked freaking nervous. Like, Karen was hugging everyone like it was the last time she was going to see them. Like, it was the most intense experience I've ever been a part of. I mean, what's that like as an attorney? I mean, is that the most stressful thing? Waiting for a verdict?
No, yeah, there's no doubt. That's the part of the profession that I hate. That is the most stressful time, because, you know, Melanie, as attorneys, we're control freaks. We like to prepare. We like to be in control. And once that jury goes out, you've lost all control. You can't say anything else. You want to be in that jury room to say, hey, look, what are you guys talking about? Because we can clear it up for you, but you can't do that. Yeah, it's a very stressful time. You know, I'd like to hear from you, Melanie, in terms of how you handled jury verdicts, because at the start of my career, well, particularly when I was a prosecutor, I would watch the jury from the moment they stepped back into the courtroom, and I'd try to see, did anybody make eye contact with me? Are they looking at the defendant? What, you know, I wanted to glean the result. Now I can't look at them at all. I just, and in fact, during the Reed verdict, both times, well, actually we didn't get a verdict the first time, but when they came into the room, I mean, all I did was look down and just brace myself for whatever it was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's a totally different
what do you
animal.
do?
It's a totally different animal because I never had anybody's life hanging in.
I told you earlier the speech was going to get slower when the medication kicked in. Duh.
Dates get mixed up, stuff like that.
You all right? Like y'all figured out some kind of Da Vinci Code or something?
The balance, civil litigation is something so different. So, they're just either going to come back with money or they're not. It's liability or no liability.
And you're invested in it, and it's still such a big deal. You've spent so much time, right?
Totally.
I've seen Melanie's reaction to it on the stream. She was crying too.
You never know what a jury's going to do.
Yeah.
And I say that to my viewers all the time. Like, I would never bet money on a jury ever, because if they come back quickly, it may mean one thing, it may mean something else. You never know what goes on in there, and you're not allowed to ask. So I would never put money on a jury. And especially in Karen's case, when they came back with a note, didn't they have the note of, oh, we have a verdict? And they're like, oh, no, we don't.
Yeah.
They sent the note out and they were like, oh, yeah, no. And then it was, how long did they deliberate? What was the final count on? It was days. It
was the fourth day. They had a couple hours on Friday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, and then Wednesday around 2:00.
Hi, Marion.
Yeah, call back to the courthouse, and that's when the jury had a verdict, and then they were like, "Psych!" But you knew then that they were close. Like you knew there was some box.
Matter of fact, I'm going to double down. It's time to double down. Doubling down.
Ooh, I heard it. All right, I'll double down too.
Did you hear it through the grapevine?
Mm-hmm.
That was weak.
We're figuring out, should we check this box? You knew that a verdict was coming any minute then, I feel like. Did you guys...
and the questions were such that we had a real good feeling that they were going our way.
Yeah.
Those were helpful. They took away a little bit of the stress.
I sat when those questions came out, I was in the hallway. Alan Jackson walked by, and I go, so those you think those questions sound pretty good, right? And he goes, yeah, you think? You think?
Yeah, that's Alan.
yeah.
And throwing in that standalone OUI charge, or DUI, whatever they call it in Massachusetts, OUI, that was a game time decision, right? It didn't happen the first trial, and so that was a really smart thing.
What's up, Lawleen?
Hey, Lawleen.
I'm so excited to get with y'all on this. This was like the highlight of Sunday, except for when Danny was up and raised the second largest amount of money of the day.
Right. Danny alone did all
Danny
that.
had to bring up Mike Giannetti. He had to close it with Mike Giannetti.
Yeah, put it up in the chat though. Who was in the chat?
Mike Giannetti.
You came in the chat. That was perfect.
That was awesome.
Perfect ending.
Yeah, because like a month ago, I put in the chat, I'll be looking fresh with them feds watching.
Yeah.
Called Giannetti out because he responded to it. And I was like, this motherfucker lurks in here all the time.
Of course he does. This is like the most life he's ever had to be mentioned by Turtleboy, I'm sure.
Yep. So
Pulled him out of hiding.
yeah, I figured he may be in there. So if we could get him to talk about him, but I didn't think he was actually going to be in there.
Like I said, really misses raps. Like if you were being realistic, really misses raps. He was so good. Where did he go? Does he have a producer and an album out we can buy?
As soon as we watched that video of I'm Out,
yeah,
and there he was. I didn't.
And then
cry.
he kept defending himself. He's like, I didn't get arrested. I didn't get arrested.
Cry. I didn't cry. I was like, I'm telling you, Giannetti's been here. And they were like, really, really? And then somebody was like, he's here. And I was like, he's in the chat right now.
Yeah. Danny knows how to do it. That was awesome. He did a great job.
Yeah, I pulled that clip of Giannetti for him, and that really cranked it up. Because he was, he didn't have anything to do sitting there listening to everybody talk over each other. It wasn't going to be that much fun. Like, you're not watching this show, so you don't get that,
Well, he referenced several times that he was going to have to go back and listen because so much information was put on him in an hour, that he hadn't heard before. So it was good for him to get to listen to at least the part where David thanked him and everything again.
Mm-hmm.
But man, this part coming up right here, is this not exactly what we discussed during verdict was going on? That there was somebody in the room not wanting to convict her of the OUI and what was going to happen on the second count if they refused to budge. This was our fear right here.
But I mean, I agree with the juror. Like, there was not enough
I totally
evidence.
agree that she should not
It's
even.
fucking stupid.
The strangulation was ridiculous.
But yeah, it's better than fucking.
Right, but you took the chance of someone in there applying the law like he was trying to do. And that could have gotten her another mistrial on count 2, the way the verdict form was done.
Right.
All right. They're all wanting to watch the Bust Out Live from today, so we better hurry up with this.
Well, it's really only about the last fifth of it is where he reads the posts that are being made to Runkle and Runkle's responses. But the Lindsay Zucchini, however you say her name is, posts that she made during the fundraiser were absolutely insane.
She's crazy.
And he reads all those?
Yeah, right before the Runkle stuff.
All right, we got to get this over with.
To do.
Yeah, although I can't remember if I've told you guys this before, but there was a juror. You know how like you're trying a case and you can spot some jurors that you're pretty confident are for you, and then you see others who you think are against you, and you can't help the hatred that wells in your heart for those jurors that you think are going to screw you, right? And so there was this one guy who
on the second trial or first trial?
On the second trial, who I thought he's government all down the way. We shouldn't have kept him on. We made a mistake. He's probably the one that's holding the jury up.
Oh, he was one of the 12 that was picked.
Oh yeah, he deliberated. And about maybe, I don't know, 2-3 days after the verdict, I get a call from a guy. I didn't recognize the name. He said he was a juror and he'd like to come in and chat with me. Now, I can't reach out for jurors after a trial, but I can receive information. And so I was happy to meet with him. I didn't ask him anything that went on in there, but he volunteered that, yes, he was the holdout because he wanted to acquit her of OUI too.
Oh, wow.
So he was not only on our side, he was like super on our side. And, you know, so I told him, I said, look, we appreciate it, but if we had any say, we would have told you, just go with the OUI. Was it
the smirker?
I'm not going to say who it was.
It was the smirker. It's got to be the smirker.
I'm not going to say who it was.
I love that guy, by the way.
Yeah, and that's what took so long. Maybe that's what took 4 days because he was trying to convince them all, don't acquit her of everything. What are you, crazy? They have no evidence. That blood alcohol content extrapolation was bullshit. It's not done that way.
It's not done that way.
No.
Not in real life. But you can. I mean,
You can do it, but it's not fucking real.
well, you can't predict somebody's unique metabolism when it comes to alcohol.
That body weight disease, if she had something to drink after she got home, there were so many things that if they wanted to fight it, they could have and won.
Right.
But you know what? They got away with it.
Hopefully not yet.
Used it in court. Used it in court. It's like, hold on, what are we just doing? A simple subtraction now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know how many drinks are piled up in the liver. Anyways, so
You don't know how much alcohol content was in the glass to begin with.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of things you don't know, especially to go backwards.
And then for her to be one of the more sober ones there that night. So it's just ridiculous.
Everyone there is like, oh, she didn't seem that drunk.
All right. Let's just skip over here and do this too. Okay. So where do you think?
These are huge.
Is it? You said the last fifth.
About the last fifth, he changes into different posts. I would say, keep going. I would say all this is still. He's going to play a clip of the show where Runkle speaks. I know that that's part of it. See where we're at right up in here.
Well, that was right there.
Go up a little bit before this because he may have already read the post, or he's in the process of reading the post from a so-called attorney, but there's a couple other tweets he reads right before that one, I believe. He went straight from Lindsay Zucchini to Runkle.
That don't look like a Runkle.
Well, let's see what he's saying.
No.
Shame, shame, shame. Have you no self-respect? You are ignoring all the evil Aiden Carney has done to so many people. Shame on all of you. I'm disgusted. Good. I'm so glad you're disgusted. I'm so glad that Harry Rowe 777 is disgusted. And you know,
This is good. That's about it.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of one he's going to read before he starts Runkle that is completely illiterate, but it is hilarious the way he gets through it.
All right, here we go.
who doesn't care? David Yannetti. He doesn't give a fuck, in case you haven't seen. He doesn't care. None of you people matter. So keep crying into the void. No one cares. Oh, here's another one. I'm a nobody. Yes, you are. Sad to say, all the people that are supposed to show I still am subbed or an actual member to Defense Diaries, Andrea Burkhart and Ian Runkle, each has tried to distance themselves and stay out of the drama as best they can. But here we are. I have decisions to make. I have decisions to make. Oh, we're really wondering what will you make? Ooh, on the next episode of what will the troll account unsub to? We'll find out later on. No one cares. Nobody cares about your stupid decision or what you sub to. No, you don't matter. I'm a nobody is the smartest thing you've ever said, because you are. Nothing you say or think matters. We don't care. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. You can just unsub from someone. And what did they do? Andrea Burkhart and Ian Runkle came on my stream and talked about the law. That's it. The First Amendment. The legal aspects of this stuff. That's it. And we got this one.
Oh, there she is.
His New Jersey attorney does crowdfunding for him. She wants to get her money. I'd love to know where those attorneys find the time to tweet. And somebody says she's pro bono, which Linda announced on my thing, that she worked for free. So
Takes less than a minute.
Oh, she sends a similar tweet to Mark Bettero. He's already gone over all those messages, but she accused Aiden followers of doing a lot of stuff during the fundraiser that was absolutely ridiculous. But we can get through the Runkle stuff and go back if you want to, but it's entertaining stuff as well.
So thanks for that information. I'll be looking into that right away, because we wanted lawyer fees from her. And you're right, she was pro bono, but Darren Gelber was not. So that's the difference. You know? How about that? How about that? They're so mad about that. I'll be looking into that right away. Yeah, you do that.
His face.
Oh, and this was my favorite one of the day. This is my favorite tweet. Some account called Soft and Savage, which has Jim Altman as a profile picture, says to her, who Lindsay Stachini is now aligned. She has to be aligned with her because they're all on the same team now. So Soft and Savage says, framed you? Bitch, please, you inserted yourself. Get the fuck out. And Lindsay says in response, it's not in my character to mock someone's appearance, but I'm sorry. Not only are you frightening to look at, God, you are absolutely brain dead. First of all, it's a mean thing to say for a victim, right? Who's such a victim. But she doesn't realize that she's saying that you are frightening to look at. And she thinks that the profile picture is who she's talking to. Well, the profile picture is Jennifer Altman, Jim Altman, formerly known as Jen. And she doesn't realize that. I thought that was the funniest thing. I saw that. I'm like, dead. You know, and this little bitch cried about it all day. Is today YouTubers sell themselves out for teen cancer? No, bitch. It's called the First Amendment. And you supported it till like 5 minutes ago. Ensuring that everybody knows forward that you care more about that sleazy money over morals. Well, first of all, you call yourself Money Mike. You brag about like money.
What the fuck? What do you mean that sleazy money? What is the sleazy money?
That sleazy stuff you need to survive life.
I love how he gets him right here. The burn he's about to do.
It wasn't sleazy money when Mike was knocking down 100,000 views. Didn't hear him talking
Begging
about
for his attorney fees. Did he not talk about how expensive his attorney fees were and beg for money?
Oh my God.
He sure did. Now he's saying, why y'all doing that? It's like not sleazy. It's donated money. Willingly donated money.
I make money. I'm so rich. We know that's a front. You don't. You pick up dog shit. You literally follow around a four-legged mammal and you pick up the excrement that comes out of their anus. That's what you do, Mike. That's what you do. You follow animals around, they shit, and then you pick it up. Okay? You are beneath a dog. That's your life, is picking up an animal's droppings. Okay? Because you can't make money on YouTube. You call yourself money making Mike, but without the money or the making. You don't have any of that. So now you're jealous other people make money. Sleazy money, he calls it, over morals. You supported me the whole fucking time, bro. Well, except when you wavered, except when you turned on me and Karen Reed when I went to jail. And you got scared by Krusty because you're a little pussy. Never forget. This motherfucker turned on Karen Reed when times got tough. Then there was this one. I've never, try reading this one out loud. So they also shared, there was this push to share Karen Reed's legal defense yesterday, which is okay, go ahead. I'm not against that. But when you do that, you're making it seem like, well, this is our counter to that. We're going to support, you're only doing this. You're only supporting Karen Reed to get me. I don't think Karen Reed wants to be associated. And that's the problem when Nick Rocco is her spokesperson and people who are adversarial to me or her spokesperson is it creates this divide that shouldn't be there that I'm not putting there. You don't see me godmouthing her. Yeah, she goes, to all my friends and family, this person says. I mean, just read this paragraph. I read this. I'm like, this is quite a paragraph. To all my, this is Shauna Jean 1017. To all my friends and family, if you want something meaningful to contribute to, I highly suggest you watch one of the most, let's just say it will go down in history. So that's kind of a sentence. Miss Reed and her team will go down in history. You already said that. Most of all, she is free. Oh. So and she's fighting a big fight. What's the big fight? So we need to help her as best we can. As her attorney states, there is no quit. No, you're fucking it up. He said, we ain't got no quit. Not quote, there is no quit. When you put things in quotation marks, you're supposed to quote them.
What?
Oh, it gets worse.
That's why they call it a quotation mark. When Miss Reed went through her first trial, and it came back as a missed trial. We missed it, guys. We missed the trial. We missed it. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's kind of cute. It's like a child.
Anything gets worse.
Oh, God. None worse than a mistrial.
Her intentions are good.
Oh, okay.
Lord.
You don't have to redo it, though. You just missed it. So
Oh, that's what he says.
it happened. Still happened, but you missed it.
Fuck, I got there 10 minutes late. I missed it. Don't you hate when you miss the trial? The first trial came back as a missed trial. About when it first came back as a missed trial, about fell on the floor. What? About fell on the floor. So they retarded her. Oh, she meant to say retried. She meant to say retried. and she wrote retarded. I forget what movie it's from, or maybe
Do people not proofread before they tweet?
No, clearly not.
no, it's from The
Not typing too fast, they typing too hard.
Office. When Michael Scott, or no, it was Dwight. Dwight lost the school spelling bee on the word failure. He couldn't spell the word failure. It's like that. It's like when you misspell retried and you write retarded.
I tried to read it, just go ahead and read it for myself, and it's like, God almighty, I just can't fucking read it.
It took him several attempts, I'm sure, this morning before he could do it on there.
Oh my God.
It's hard to read.
Like, oh my God. Okay. I mean, this is kind of a word. So it's a missed trial about fell on the floor. So they retarded her. And now she's completely exonerated. That's basically the story of what happened to Karen Reed. Now she fights to this day.
Thanks.
Semicolon.
Thanks.
Semicolon in there. Love a good semicolon. The state,
Twink.
the courts, the local police. What local? The Dighton police she's fighting? What? The local politicians? What politicians is she fighting? What? The state, the courts, what? Corrupt police agencies. They are also corrupt. What? Hit yourself. I think that's watch. Watch for yourself. Watch what? If you want to see corruption firsthand, again, watch both trials. Okay, but she's free. And now she's sharing. The link is below, and she pinned it.
This is for our friends and family who have time to sit and watch two trials somehow.
Dude.
If you aren't doing anything today, watch these two trials.
Did we miss him reading the first half of it?
I mean, I can
No,
go ahead and spoil the end. She's free now, so like I don't know what all this is.
Crazy.
She's still finding the items in a series that are set off with a semicolon.
Like
if you're putting items in a series, it's supposed to be a colon.
Right. And she literally listed like no one that's fighting her in court right now. Like the O'Keefes, the McAlberts, and they're not even on that list.
So what device are you using now that doesn't help you at all through the paragraph? Like you can just go back and type the highlighted touch the highlighted little things and be like, oh shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are real words it put in,
That's
except one of them, I think. But so she must really think it's missed trial, like after David, you know?
Yeah.
I'm taking up for it because it's hilarious, but it's probably talk to text.
Yeah.
Do that. And it just.
Dude, I can talk to text all the time, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're trying to say.
It does not get it.
No.
Crawford, Nikki haircuts, all of them. Stop speaking for me, please. You're killing me. Poor Karen Reed. Her fund, which has been up since November, has made $71,000, which is less than I made in a day. If I'm them, if I'm her, I'm being like, please stop speaking for me. Please stop. Please stop being my spokesperson. You're too retarded. You're too retarded to speak for me. It's embarrassing.
Or they can sell that popcorn again.
I'll
buy the popcorn.
Oh, man. If you thought the first trial of Karen Reed was good, the retarded was way better. The retarded was way better. The second retarded was way better. Oh, my God. Okay. And so anyway, Runkle yesterday, and I'm a big Runkle fan. Okay. I just want to put that out there. And so, and I'm not going to make this about Runkle at all because he'll be fine. Okay. Yesterday, you know, so one of the trolls, this Rust trial account. So so somebody called Moo. Moo does drugs, which has Jessica Machado as a profile picture. Attacks Runkle and says, hey, Runkle.
Moo does drugs had something to say.
You must not actually be familiar with Aiden at all. When people disagree with him, he goes after their job, their kids, their spouses. Nothing is off limits. Crazy people.
Right?
Yes.
And I mean, this is one thing that I, greatly respect, which is that you've got no issue with people who are like, yes, like who want to criticize you, who want to use freedom of speech to go after you. Your issue is people who want to abuse the law to cut off the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody out there disagrees with you, it's like, okay, this person disagrees with me. Let's argue.
Let's go. Let's. So he sees me mixing it up, and he respects that. And so they clip that, and they're like, he harasses people. And then this Rust trial account comes in, and I don't know what I look back on this account. They claim to be a lawyer. Who knows? If you're going to claim to be a lawyer and you're anonymous, you don't get to really be a lawyer. Like, sorry, you got to put your name on it if you're a lawyer, or else I just assume you're bullshitting. Like, how do I know you're a fucking lawyer? How do I know? You want the respect that a lawyer would get without putting your name out there. What are you afraid of? And so this account is one of these accounts that supported me all through my trial, all through Karen Reed trial and afterwards. And they got mad at me over a recording, over a 5150 or something. And now they hate me. It's like one of these accounts. Okay. Ian and I have been lawyer e-pals for a few years.
Our photo is absolutely Angel Batista, Sergeant.
Fucking love him.
Not Lieutenant Batista. This is Sergeant Batista. Angel Batista. It's awesome, man. All right. Now we got something to do when I get bored.
Because I really fought for you. You never know.
That story is consistent with. I talked to juror number 4, Jason, that went on TMZ, and he told me that there was a guy that was like gung ho on not guilty with the OUI.
Yeah,
and so
we read him completely wrong. So to Melanie's point, you don't know what the hell you're doing with jury selection. I mean, we had consultants. We did the best we could. I think we wound up picking a great jury the second
You had
time,
consultants. You had consultants. Was that Victoria George? Did she count as a consultant? Wow,
we had people helping us. I'll say that.
Okay.
You got a guy. You got a guy. Everybody's got a guy. You got to get a guy for your pool, by the way, Aiden.
Sounds expensive. I fixed it. I shocked it. We're good. I can see the bottom now. We're good. But
there's this new invention. It's called YouTube, and you can look up videos on how to do anything. In fact, there's a really good pool guy on YouTube, so I'll send you his contact information.
Okay, I appreciate that. Let me ask you something, David. About a guy by the name of Steve Scanlon. Okay.
Is that where she parks her yacht in her pool? The pool's big enough.
Big pool.
Rick Ross has the biggest house in America, supposedly.
I was not aware of that.
Giant pool. Yeah. Sorry, that's a weird fact.
So this to me, he's one of the most important guys in all this. But a lot of people are confused about the lore of Steve Scanlon. How did he first get in touch with you, and what did you guys talk about?
So he. And by the way, I'll preface this by saying, in November of 2023, I marshaled all my notes and my fresh memory at that time and detailed the conversations and the contact that I had with Steve Scanlon. So I don't want to talk as much off the cuff in terms of dates and times and precisely what he said. But
the trolls were saying Melanie Little. What is this kind of world? Why am I the central place for it? I love it.
Desperation. That's all it is.
What's up with the blackface thing? What are we going back to that kind of stuff for?
I think they're just mocking her for her tan, like that she overdid it. Whether it's real or not, I don't know. But I mean, that she does get to go to the beach a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, she has a yacht. I've seen it.
Toy did a whole video on it.
It's made of cupcakes.
Of her on her yacht. So yeah, deal with it.
The gist of the story is that, I had just come back to my home office where I'm sitting right now, actually, after the arraignment when Karen was released on $50,000 cash bail. Big media presence outside, but I'm like, all right, well, now I can take a breath and figure out what this case is going to be about. And my paralegal messages me and said that a guy named Mike has information about the Karen Reed case, and he wants to only talk to me. And so, I called him back, and Steve Scanlon has a gravelly voice, like distinctive voice, and he, essentially he said, the injuries don't match up. He wasn't hit by a car. You got to look at the people in the house. Brian Albert and his.
That's fucking really rich coming from somebody who's probably in the basement. It's like pale white, and it's like, look at this tan. Look at that
And she is
tan.
next to Aiden and David too. So I mean,
Exactly. Yeah. So she got the tan kicking. And anything you do now, they'll find something like, oh, look at how her hair swirls coming down. Oh,
but what that shows is they're not able to argue against what they're saying.
Right.
the swirls make them sick.
And how
But she
much
does,
Offensive.
she does
this
have a
whole,
goatee, you know.
I'm sorry, Danny.
I just said she has her gold chain.
This whole the encampment with Scanlon that he told on the fundraiser just made my beliefs in Scanlon having inside information probably 10 times more than I initially believed. Hearing him give the timeline of how everything went down and what exactly was said. And then obviously the part where he's like, he's been deposed. Let's release that deposition. I'm like, oh, heck yeah. This is awesome.
All right, back to this one.
And now, having covered both Russ cases, we might even be working on something together that is Russ related at the moment. We haven't always agreed, but he's always been respectful. That said, Ian Runkle, what you're saying here is false. I've been targeted, harassed, and trolled since sharing that I no longer support Turtleboy. Don't ever remember talking to this person. I don't know who they are, so I don't know how I can harass them.
They make it.
Sharing my opinions has not been welcomed. How so? Of course it has. But when you share opinions, people are going to share opinions back about you. I have been trolled. Oh, no, not trolled, called vile names. What names? If you're anonymous, how can people, what names could people call you? You're anonymous, bro.
Are you your name?
And had death threats for opposing. How do you send death threats
Oh my God.
to a person who you don't know who they are? Can anyone explain that one to me? As I've shared before, I'm anonymous because of several cases I've prosecuted and threats to my family. I have a young child. So do I, but okay. And left prosecution to protect my family. Oh, for the most part, Turtleboy's followers ignore this. Is what makes me like a prosecutor who left the DA's office because you have kids. Bullshit. This is what makes me think they're not a lawyer. Again, I don't care because you're not using your real name, so you don't matter. For the most part, Turtleboy's followers ignore this. My anonymous voice is attacked. Oh no, I'm regularly harassed by brand new accounts demanding my name and attacking my anonymity. Your anonymity is being attacked. The following and follower names of these accounts are all the same, all connected to Turtleboy's inner group. What's that? This is what makes me think this person's not a lawyer, because lawyers generally are smart. This person's retarded. He sends his minions, some purchased on alt accounts. Again, this is what makes me think they're not a lawyer. Did I purchase alt accounts? Completely baseless, made up, whatever. But I purchased them.
What's up, Sparkly? Everybody say hey to Sparkly.
I felt like doing a sparkly
Hey,
dance
Sparkly.
today personally. I had to do the last pickup line at Carline for aftercare. No more school. I really feel like the sparkly dance myself.
Oh, I bet.
Great. Another
But
one in the book.
they can't read the bus. They can't ride the bus anymore because they all beat the shit out of each other all the time.
No, private school doesn't have buses, unfortunately.
Well,
And
then-
you have to pay for aftercare.
Why can't they just buy some Yukons and go around and pick these kids up?
That's called parents.
Yeah, but not the parent.
Mm.
So they can eliminate the car rider line dude, these fucking private schools and shit around here, you better not get close to them when school's ready to go in or out. You better not go that way.
No,
Because you're going to be,
you're going to be stuck there for sure.
you're going to be stuck there. What's up, Miss Nancy? All right, let's go back to this one. I forgot what was going on.
And I can't remember if it was that conversation or the next one, but he mentioned like an ATF agent as well. Like he had information that led me. And by the way, I said, look, Mike, what's your last name? I want to talk to you. He said Lynch. And then, by the end, I was like, can we meet? And he goes, well, Dave, my name's not Mike Lynch. I gave you a fake name. I don't want to really get involved. And I was like, all right, well, and at this point, it's like, all right, he's given us information. It's not actionable. There's nothing we can do. Although it made me very interested to talk to Brian Albert and finding out who his nephew was, which, again, is part of the reason why we wanted the press involved here, because the DA's office had, not really interviewed these people. As we later found out, they kind of brought them all together and let them all talk. Brian Albert's name was listed as B. Albert in the police report. It was like they put the wrong address of Fairview. It just was like they're trying to keep him out of this, and I want to know why. So Scanlon or Mike disappeared for a period of time. The only reason he resurfaced, he didn't call me. I called him because after that day, I got I don't know if it was Facebook or LinkedIn. I got a request from Steve Scanlon, who wanted to act as an investigator. I think that he may have contacted Karen. I think that's true, but I can't remember completely. But, we had found Lucky Loughran after, a week or two. The prosecution had never talked to him. And I was like, this is, golden. This is consistent with what that tipster said. There was no body on the lawn when there would have had to be if Karen had hit him. And so my investigator set up a meeting with Lucky Loughran at Canton to go along his route with me. And I showed up there on a Saturday or a Sunday. The lot was empty. And we waited. Lucky never showed up. And he never called, never texted, wasn't answering his texts. And so it was just like roadblock after roadblock. And I remember sitting with Paul Makowski and saying, this sucks. We have to somehow find a way to break through. And it just occurred to me that I'm going to take a chance to call Steve Scanlon back, because I never responded to his inquiry about being an investigator, because I thought he might have been the Mike. And I called him back and he said, Dave, this isn't the first time we've talked. And I got chills. Wow. And he admitted that he was Mike. Wow. And then ultimately, we had him in the office. He got cold feet. But
Pro tip for StreamYarders. Once you get all your screens going and you've got 15 screens you're going back and forth through, and then you think you even more badass, and you start listening to two things at once, that's how you end up sitting here for 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
Multitasking, Danny.
With nothing playing. But you're listening to something, but you have to get smarter than you think you are, because you got to realize when only one of them are playing. Yeah. Just a tip. Just a tip for people who like to have a lot of windows open. Like nobody else, I think, but me.
Lawyers don't just make shit up like this. This person's making shit up. That have had years to tweet in his defense. So I purchase accounts to tweet my defense. Okay. Or I could just use my main account to defend myself. Others use their own accounts to harass. There's documented proof of these accounts who attack en masse, along with his group chat.
No, not today. Not today. I didn't do it today. I was talking about the other day. I did it. And then the stream before that, I did it. So, yeah, that's what you get for listening to two things, like listening to a Spaces so you can wait for it to get good while you're listening to the video you're playing. Then you don't know where you hit your share this tab, and shit can get sideways.
Trying to listen to?
Oh, not right now. The other night I was listening to a couple of things, so I could wait.
Was there one going on at the end of the fundraiser that I saw in Discord people talking about?
That was Valerie and J7 screaming at each other.
Okay, I read that it was occurring. I was wondering. Okay.
Haven't seen Diane G or J7. So that means they're in a Spaces. Y'all better not let a good Spaces go by. I know Sparkly's
here. Cossie's not here either. There's definitely in Spaces somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Kazi's in Will's. Pretty sure.
Wait, Will's on?
Members only. It's happening. It's what's on the YouTube streets.
He definitely redirected the course of the case. He played a role, even though he ultimately wouldn't, stand up and ultimately say what he had told me. But everything that I've said in court, out of court about Scanlon is 100% true. And I know he's been deposed, and I am very much hoping that his deposition's released. I want to hear if under oath.
So yeah, I am kind of medicated, but the pro tip is always look at your StreamYard stream window, your control window, so you can see what's playing to the public.
He's contradicted anything that I've said. So to the extent that anybody has any inkling to release that, I call for the release of that.
Yeah, it's because I always said this with him, because he's, he told you, first of all, a couple things. He said nephew and ATF agent, so he didn't say Colin or Brian Higgins.
No, he didn't say the name Colin. I think in one hearing I said Brian Albert and Colin Albert. That didn't come from Steve Scanlon. That was my inference, because I didn't know who Brian Albert's nephew was. But I later found out.
But for him to say ATF agent, that's specific information. That how would he know that? How would he know Brian Higgins was there, which adds legitimacy to the things that are saying. And when I talked to Scanlon, he was very evasive. He kissed my ass a little bit, but he seemed like he wanted to get involved, but not too involved. And he said, "You're in the right direction. Keep going," and all this stuff. But I asked him, and he had no answer for this. I said, I go, "Why did you go to them if you didn't think something was up?" He goes, "It was just a hunch." He goes, "The injuries didn't add up." I go, "Hold on. How did you know what the injuries were on February 2nd, 2022 when you called them? Because the autopsy photos weren't out. You hadn't seen the autopsy photos then, had you?"
No. Oh, God, no.
So how could he know what the injuries were on February 2nd?
Yeah, I mean, you're making my point. It was like things were not adding up at an early juncture in this case. The spotlight that you ultimately shone on this case was crucial.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here today.
Thank you.
That's why I'm here. I'm here because at a point in time when we needed help, you stepped up and provided that help. Not every crazy thing that you're doing out there do I say, well, geez, I'm with Aiden. I know my mother and sister are huge fans, and my mother says sometimes I have to turn the sound down because I just can't.
My mom said that too. Yeah.
But I never forget somebody that's done me a solid. And you did us a major solid that changed the direction of the case. So
and reporting the truth.
I'll never forget
the truth. Well,
thank you. Yeah, exactly. I'll never forget it. Never forget. And by the way, this is supposed to be my hostage video, right? I'm supposed to have like a blindfold on, and you're supposed to have a gun to my neck. I'm going to release text messages. I could really care less about any of that stuff. I am not ashamed or embarrassed about anything. I mean, I'd prefer that maybe some of the colorful language that I said in private remained private, so that kids weren't exposed to it. But this was, in my view, you were invested in the truth, like Melanie was invested in the truth, like we were invested in the truth, and we were all rowing in the same direction just to uncover the truth.
Yeah, it's true. It's and we all were. It's like there was nothing nefarious about what any of us were doing. We all, and it's not just about Karen Reed. It's about John O'Keefe. Okay, John O'Keefe. Of top tier devotees. What group chat? I can look through my screenshots and share them with you privately. If anyone reading this has the receipts readily available, please share. Okay. Turtleboy has never once reached out to argue our differing points of view. Why? So I've never contacted him. And the reason I haven't contacted you or reached out to discuss differing points of view is I don't know who you are. You don't use your name. I don't have civilized, in-depth conversation with anonymous people. You don't. Why would I do that? Why would I talk to you? I don't respect you because you don't respect yourself. You don't use your.
What, Freya?
That'd be hard to do. I don't know. To swipe yourself out, the person controlling the stream. There's Diane.
He is.
Must have heard me talking about you.
Your ears were ringing.
Yeah, we respond to the smoke signals.
What spaces is Diane G up in? She had her own spaces yesterday. I had a bunch of people in there.
Diane G is leading spaces like it's their job out there.
Get them, girl. Get them.
Real name, sir or ma'am? Since he features tweets of those who disagree with him on his live shows, which now occur 7 days a week. Oh no, not feature tweets. Since he's not covering corruption beyond himself and Karen Reed, not necessarily true, but okay.
So I guess if you're going into StreamYard on your iPad, controlling everything, which wouldn't make sense because you only have half the controls. So maybe that way, but I don't know how I would kick myself out besides exit in studio, which you have to click that twice to get out.
Maybe they fixed it. Maybe StreamYard fixed that.
Yeah, do you stream on an iPad or something? I have a touchscreen laptop, but maybe you could do it that way. I don't know.
Those of us who disagree have become his content. And people like myself and Scott Kirch, that's that old guy, the weird boomer guy who makes cringe Muppet videos that just aren't funny at all, but he thinks they're it's fucking weird, this guy. The guy's so weird. Another fake victim of mine. People like myself and Scott Kirch who have been targeted just this past week. Turtleboy has 147,000 followers. Scott and I have less than 900. So they take that guy, Scott, just makes really weird videos about me, targeting me all the time. It's his right to do that. Just constantly making videos about me. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't bother me in the least. It would be better if they were funny. At least I could respect that, but whatever. So and then I fire back and they're like, oh my God, I'm a victim. It just never ends, this victim shit. So what has he said I have done? I purchase alt accounts. Untrue.
What's up, James Lynch? What's up, buddy?
His anonymity has been attacked. Whatever that means. And I didn't reach out to argue. I respond to provocations, and that's harassment. And he goes, the harassment we've encountered for engaging in free speech is not what you defended yesterday. You haven't been harassed. By exercising my free speech, like Turtleboy, I've all been chased off of X, courtesy of Turtleboy and his followers. No, you got this account like talks shit about me and throws shit at me, and then people respond. Like these people that think I get to throw bombs at people, but they can't throw them back. I'm a victim if people throw bombs back at me. You're not, sir or ma'am. On behalf of everyone who's been targeted, I hope you read this and reflect upon it, Ian. You don't have to agree, but I consider what I've shared. The second somebody tells me to reflect upon something, as if in a condescending tone like that, is the second I tell them to fuck off forever. Don't talk to me. How about you reflect on your fucking behavior? How about you reflect on, gee whiz, why are people coming at me? What have I done to bring this on? Have I done anything? Maybe I shouldn't throw poop on the fucking internet, people, and people won't throw poop back at me.
Throwing poop.
He done got the dog shit in his head.
What people don't put into perspective is, let's say Turtleboy was a politician or a famous athlete or something like that who has a major presence online. They have lots of supporters. So anytime someone goes on talking negatively about them, people are going to respond. That politician doesn't know those people, or that famous athlete doesn't know these people, but he gets blamed for it all. Like he's the one doing it.
Right.
No. He's a famous person to an extent at this point. He has supporters, and when you go in there and talk crap about him, his supporters, some choose to reply. It has nothing to do with him. Right. If he responds,
that's harassment, all in.
That's not harassment. That's engaging in conversations. When they get into all of this
negative comment.
I've had to quit my job as a prosecutor to keep my family safe, or my kid's school has been contacted and they called me crying from the bathroom crap that's been posted today. It's ridiculous. It's bald-faced
no one even knows who you are. Like, what are you talking about?
Pretty soft for a prosecutor.
I'd never met before, who was left in the cold to die and who deserves answers. He deserves a thorough investigation. He didn't get that. He was treated like a vagrant found on the street would get a more thorough investigation than John O'Keefe got. And it's outrageous. And like I said, Colin Albert wasn't even interviewed by the police until 18 months afterwards, and only in regards to witness intimidation. They just wanted to talk to him about me, not what happened that night, you know? And,
well,
and
you know, what's interesting is that his name was never in any report. We were turned on to him by Scanlon, or turned on to the nephew by Scanlon, and then had information that Colin and John had a beef, and it was kind of like, it was all fitting together. And I sent a letter to Lally telling him that he should put Brian Albert and Brian Higgins and Colin Albert in the grand jury. And he told me, look, Brian Albert and Brian Higgins, yeah, I'm definitely putting them in. But why would I put in Colin Albert? He wasn't even there that night.
You told Lally this. You told Lally this.
In writing.
Wow.
In writing.
Wow.
Prior to indictment, okay?
Wow.
His name was not in any report. And he asked me why, and I wouldn't tell him. I just said, you need to question him. And then, you know, the indictments came down. We saw the transcripts. And for the first time, multiple people admitted that Colin was in the house that night. Yeah. That was the first time. And I wonder if that ever would have come out had, you know, again, had Scanlon not come forward, had I not revealed that to Lally and made that request, and who knows?
Yeah, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Like, so you, I mean, that's an interesting piece of information. It sounds like you contacted them. You told them about this because they could have kept hiding it. For even though nothing happened in the house, according to them, they really wanted hard to keep Colin out of that house, didn't they?
Well, Colin would have been kept out if, you know, if Scanlon hadn't come forward and if we didn't have the information that we had about a prior beef between the two of them. His name never, I don't think, would ever, we wouldn't have known to raise his name.
Yeah. You know. In the second trial, you were supposed to get Brian Albert, right? You were going to interview him if they called him.
Oh, the prep.
Were you were you disappointed they didn't, or
definitely? Are you kidding me? It was going to be the cross-examination of my life. I mean, you know, the benefit that we had the second time was when the fourth attorney came in, and that fourth attorney was Bob Alessi. We had time to prepare every witness, and I had time to prepare all of my witnesses in a way that I've never prepared in my whole life. You know, I met with Lucky Lawford probably 4 times. Katrina,
you were harassing
Karina Kolakithis.
Karina Kolakithis, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I met with her several times, you know, and I had marshaled every word uttered by Brian Albert ever, and had it all cataloged and, you know, organized.
Brian Albert, what up, Diane G? What you doing? Diane G. There she is.
What's up?
Hey, Diane G.
What's up, girl?
Sorry for yelling. I get excited. I'll get off mute.
What them spaces do?
Listen, Danny, I take a page from your book. I follow your lead. So you come up here, you bring your friends up, and then you just let your friends be your friends. And that's, I don't know, like, I don't even talk in spaces. I really barely talk. I just let everybody else go crazy.
Are you trying to say that we out-talk him?
Tell him the truth now. Tell him the truth.
She's trying to say that what we have to say is more interesting than what he has to say.
Yeah.
I will make a point right here. I know what TB's thinking because David just said that he's got like every word Brian Albert's ever mustered regarding this case in a binder somewhere. Turtleboy's like, oh, my attorneys need that.
Yeah, I'm not interesting. I'm so boring. You know, those Alberts have to keep those lies straight. They have to keep, you know.
Yeah, well, you know, David had every contradiction ready to go. And Turtleboy's like, oh, let me get my hands on that.
Yeah, I'll talk to you after.
They're meeting off of phone lines, right? They're like, oh, we don't want to talk about it over the phone. They're going to go meet in person.
Right.
And just like have these family meetings every couple of days before trial. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you host the spaces for the Valerie J7 Scream Off? Was that yours?
That was Sunday night. Yeah, it was brutal. That was like the Lord's Day. Horrible. I'm not proud of myself.
Why? Were you doing?
There's a lot of people there. I didn't no listen. I don't know how to stick up for people because I can't get a word in with Valerie.
We might want to listen to that now. You want to listen to that? Or you didn't record it? You better be recording.
It's not recorded, so I don't. You'd have to like only rely on clips. People who clipped it. There's clips out there, but you know, which is good for ADHD theater. You can get like a 3-minute clip.
Yeah. Well,
Can you
start
just can
recording
you
on-
record it only and give it exclusively to Rad House Media? Is that
No,
a thing?
I
just
can
record it on your page so people can listen to it.
I can record it. I don't know if you can download. How do you download his spaces?
We should
I'll
be able
figure it
to
out
record it
though.
to edit.
There's plenty of people in here who know how to do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Sparkly's the queen of that. She could tell you.
Oh, but she
Sparkly,
leaves them up though. I don't think she deletes them. Like she does delete some of them though.
not the good ones.
No, the good ones she leaves up there. She knows better. Yeah, she's a smart lady.
Yeah. No.
Listen. I've been on the fence with Sparkly for a while. I didn't know what to think of her, and now I think she's too smart for her own good.
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
the dancing.
Time will tell. I'm just gonna keep saying that for a while.
Oh no, you don't have to like be your best friend, but you don't have to also say,
Exactly.
See, in my mind, everyone's great until they're not. And
well, she started out as not great for me, so I don't know how to get her back into great.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I think this is almost over. We might actually
Has
finish.
he already talked about the Michael Proctor part? Because to me, that was great that he didn't realize he was actually on camera for his visceral response to Michael Proctor's lie on the stand about him going up to the school to harass his sister. Like, we've all seen that video. David doesn't know that that's out there. But that just shows you how honest he is, because he's sitting here trying to describe how he's feeling. We've all seen the video. He doesn't even know that there's different angles of the courtroom where he was recorded during all that.
Yeah, that's fun.
And that's not a bad thing, Sparkly, because if I didn't like you, I'd be like, I don't fucking like you. But
I like you, Sparkly.
I kind of do, but I gotta let it play out, see how long. Just let it play out. That's what I like to do, because I'm not going anywhere. Came before most of these people, and we're gonna be here long after most of them. So
We're sticking it out. We haven't done it this long for no reason.
Disclaimer: Sparkly. She wants to be positive, and I like that, and I hope that continues.
Yep.
Danny, did you watch?
He's one of us.
Yesterday morning's Bus Stop Live, where TB played JFK's reaction to the fundraiser.
No.
Oh well, there's more content for you right there.
I watched it on Mad Stork.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Wrong way. So this will be it.
You might want to finish the Ian stuff, because he's about to get to where he makes the post or repost of the Ian thing and explains why on the Runkle. For anyone who didn't hear that.
Where is JFK? There they are. I gotta hear this first. Lolling. We don't have enough time for everything in the world.
Yeah, people can find more if they want more.
Do you want me to sum up the Runkle thing real quick?
No, I think everybody knows. They're all on X.
Okay.
So they see it happening in real time. Plus, they all watch this. So these are Turtle Riders. They've watched it.
You gotta change.
Yep, see. Well, I'm trying to figure out where it starts. Hold on 1 second. All right, now I got it. Got to do the things. The computer won't just do them. Not yet. Sooner or later, just be able to put these headphones on and think about it, and it'll go there.
Right?
Hey, we're using AI at work. It's not far behind. I'm sure you'll be able to do that soon.
Just make money while I'm asleep.
And then he goes, but I'll beat that dude. I'll catch a case, he said. Remember he said that? He said, I'll catch a case. We were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Disclaimer. You don't want to catch a case. He goes, I don't like that dude. He beats on girls. I see my grandmother get beat up. He said, I don't want to see, you know what I mean? And to me, he was saying, for that dude, I mean,
okay,
God bless him. Dude raised like 100,000. Like, you know what I mean? He's killing it. But this was my point to everybody.
Is this me?
Two motherfuckers I've been noticing that's been looking to start some shit with me. For whatever reason. I don't know. You don't like my hat. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know. You know, you got to try to divide. I love Jay Brill, but I hate JFK. I love Kevy Kev, but I hate JFK. James Jackson, I love him. Listen, stop that shit. That shit is corny.
That's because you suck, JFK.
So we can do whatever we want.
He
It's
brought out
corny.
the hat. He's like, is it because you don't like my hat?
It's corny. So corny, bro.
So corny that you don't like me.
But do you realize JFK was on the don't like part of every one of those scenarios?
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing everyone can agree on.
Check out all their matching wife beaters, though.
Stop that. And then there's people hitting me up saying, don't trust Jay Brill.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, come on, stop it. It goes all these different ways. Like, whoever you are out there, and the haters that are watching behind the glass, or should I say behind the chat, so to speak, please just stop that shit. Like, just let us get to the point. And I get it. Sometimes I go around the block 5 or 6 times. It's live streaming. Bear with it. But the point is, I talked about this in February. It is May. Here's facts. Babs came up here, right?
Babs? What's a Babs?
And I let her get up here and speak her piece. And she was telling me how she created a space and how she was doing it for all the people who've been abused by tuberculosis, right? I haven't said that name for a while. So that's probably the first, I didn't say that name, but this is what happened.
Abuse?
You know, since he wants to call my phone and fucking include me in his little 12-hour fuckery, whatever the hell's going on over there. God bless him. Dude raised like 100,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He's killing me. But this was my point to everybody. She came up here and I was like, well, what are you trying to do? You trying to take him down? No, I ain't trying to take him down. I'm just trying to have, you know, a support system for people who've been abused. I said, but what happens when that support system all turns against each other? I said, you know, that's going to happen, right? They're all going to turn against each other and it's going to turn to shit, right? You know that, right? And she's like, well, you know, and I was like, okay. And you know, they might dox you. And you know that doesn't feel good, right? When they dox you and they say your name and they because it's not about you, the person. Like Jay Bro don't care, Randy Baldessari don't care, we don't care. We care when you call our family though.
Exactly.
We care when you go and you Google our names and you can't find us, but you find someone who's related and you just randomly call up a cousin and say, hey, do you know Randy Baldessari? And my fucking aunt that I haven't talked to for 2 years calls me up, who's like 82.
I don't know what he's
like,
talking
what?
about.
As an example, because it ties in with Mikey.
What?
Who Mikey, Keeping It Real podcast, is covering the Eddie O'Brien case.
Okay.
Remember
Somebody called JFK's aunt. Man,
What's more disappointing is he hasn't talked to her in 2 years himself.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good way to break the ice.
Yeah. Bring them
Keep
back
up with his
together.
family. You're welcome.
Yeah, for real.
Like a
Can we
I don't
say
know how many more time she has left. That could have been your last conversation. You're welcome.
Can we say things that never happened for 250, Trebek?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but nobody's listening though. There was 220 people in this stream.
I said it to you. It was you I said it to. And I said, what if he meets a dude like Eddie up there and he gets action when I said that? Like, you know, that's the vibe I got. But I wasn't trying to put words in your mouth. I was just trying to make a point. Like, last night on this dude's stream, tuberculosis stream last night, I'm sitting there, I'm with my kids, man.
Okay.
And I'm inside the store.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I'm grabbing something for the fan. One of my kids is sick.
What happened?
Right? And that's, you know, I'm grabbing medicine. I just came from the doctor's, a late night
sorry.
doctor.
Didn't mean to
You know what I'm
interrupt.
saying?
Hope they
And I'm
feel
getting
better.
a missed call.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I look, and it's this fucking
Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis.
left me a message talking shit. I can assure you, if I lived in Boston, I'd have been knocking at your door.
Whoa, not knocking.
But I don't live in Boston no more, so you're lucky, my man.
No, you don't.
Right? You're lucky.
Oh,
Trust and believe that. You're lucky that I don't live in Massachusetts.
Sparkly, what?
Yeah, I heard about that. Did you hear about that?
No.
They like clipped what she was saying on
Jess
Jess
Machado.
Machado.
Oh, I did. We yes, I'm remembering.
We covered it, yeah.
Yep. That is fucking ridiculous.
We're in the middle of a JFK threat, though. Come on.
Yeah, here we go.
Because you trying to include me in your fuckery when I ain't talking about you, I would knock on your door and say, what do you want? I'm right here.
First of all, I tried to make amends. And if you knocked on my door, I would have invited you in to join the stream. That's what I was saying. I called him. You guys heard the voicemail. I called him to make amends. That's what I did, and invite him on the stream. He didn't call me back. That's his choice. So what's you gonna knock on my door to do what? Okay, what, you gonna sell me insurance? Jim McCabe? You the ice cream man? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just can you complete the sentence? You're gonna knock on my door, and then what? Like we get the knock part. Okay, people can knock on a door. We're all very impressed. What a badass you are knocking on doors. Then what? I knocked on Jen McCabe's door. I had questions for her. That's right. Why don't you knock on her door? I mean, you're really into this case. Have them free Karen Reed. Why don't you go find out who killed John O'Keefe like I was trying to do?
This close. Repeat that again, sir.
Repeat what?
You shouldn't do that. No one's talking about you. No one gives a fuck about what you're doing. You raising money, you're doing all that. I've been telling everybody. Nobody cares. This dude.
Who did he tell that didn't care? The 8,000 people at the fundraiser, or the 200 people he's talking to on his stream? And 100 of them are like, "Fuck him."
I tell you, the only reason his numbers are up right now is because the fundraiser was over and he was doing a stream, so everyone was going to get his reaction.
Oh God, this is kind of desperate.
And he makes the point of that himself in a minute.
So what do? And now with Mikey, the segue to get away from that, because I don't want to get into that, but that shit pissed me off, to be honest with you. But it is what it is, you know, because you shouldn't hit people up and think everything's a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Like to make it a bit.
Very serious.
You know, when no one's talking about you.
Now
motherfuckers move forward.
I'm gonna keep
like,
going.
so let me get this straight. Any single time that these clowns want to talk shit about us, they can just, I've been saying this. Do I not say this?
Yeah.
People say JFK's content is only when he talks shit about them. Really? I haven't said a word about him for 2 months.
No, yeah. Okay. So we'll just forget about the 6 months prior.
And they're talking about me.
We'll just forget about it. We'll just forget about it. Yeah.
They do petty. They do petty streams.
Yeah, you stopped because you lost, bro. You got once you realized the war was over, you didn't have Karen Reed anymore showing up in your chat. That's the only thing that gave you any sort of legitimacy is when Karen Reed showed up in your chat. That's it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I got to do it. I hope this doesn't. Oh God.
That's it. And then she never showed up again. She stopped returning your calls. She realized that you guys were not good for business and she ditched you. That's what happened.
Still, they say they're not a drama channel. This whole thing started. They're like, that's a drama channel. And that's all they do is drama. That's all they do is drama. But they're making all the money and it's all good. You know what I mean? They need the back end. And tonight was a step in the right direction. I mean, like, I get it. When you break down the story of what happened to him and you see how he got arrested and you see the corruption happen, like that really happened. And that's what drew me to this whole Karen Reed thing. Like that shit is straight corruption. You have to agree what happened was corruption. They were at the bus stop, they arrested him, they went in his house, intimidating a witness, all these crazy charges. And then you would have to say to yourself, the same people who is saying he intimidated are the same people who allegedly did this to John O'Keefe. So if that's the case,
so you do not have to go anywhere. I'm going to redirect this live stream to Turtleboy's live stream. There's no need for you to go anywhere. Trust me. I'm paying attention. You know, you can trust me. I'm going to get a little short bus, come back and get all you special peoples. Ones at a time.
Intimidate any witnesses because guess what? Them are the people who did it, right? So they're not witnesses.
Yes, them are.
So that's how I always stood on it.
Yes.
Now I get it. If you break it apart and you break it apart and say, okay, she got found not guilty and technically they still never got charged. So technically they're still witnesses. Yes, he's got an issue in the court. But if you look at it from a standpoint of the Free Karen Reed movement, he shouldn't be charged.
Yeah, exactly.
If it had anything to do with us Free Karen Readers, because he didn't intimidate a witness.
Yes.
They weren't witnesses.
Exactly.
Yes, right? Thank you, Jay Bro.
But the court ties, they are witnesses, so that's the downfall right there.
So my thing is this. I don't talk about them. I'm gone with that shit. I have nothing to do with that shit. But they always want to throw me in the mix. But tonight, when you see everybody getting together and you see everybody being cordial and talking about the case itself.
It's great.
It never had to get sloppy. It could have always been like that.
It never has.
You telling me you don't have your helmet on right now? You know how dangerous that is? Wow. What a brave young soul you are.
You get sloppy. You were the king of sloppiness. Your entire everything was fine. Everything was fine until you dedicated your entire life to a recording. That's it.
What's up, Leah?
You are the reason. Stop it.
Could be like that. But you're never going to learn to, you know what I mean? That should be that right there. I would hope. My advice, what you did tonight, right? Raising all that money and doing a 12-hour stream, keeping it cordial, having different personalities and that shit going smooth, right? Now, I didn't watch all of it. I did watch the David Yannetti part because I was interested to see Yannetti. I like it. I like the way Yannetti talks. I like everything about that dude.
Yeah.
Now, everybody else, I might have popped in here and there to check out some of the guests.
Okay.
That popped in. I think it was Yannetti was one of them that I wanted to see, and there was somebody else that I wanted to see.
Jessica Machado.
I forget. It was another lawyer, I think. I think it was two people I wanted to see. Who was it, though?
Linda Kenny Bodden.
I forget. Okay. But the point is, when you see all that,
What's up,
and you say, this is what we started. I was down there. I was down there for the deliberation. Like, I was out there. Like, they didn't come to the verdict that day, but we were there. Me and making changes, right, Pat? We were there.
Yeah.
Lynn was there. We were all there waiting
you freaked
for the verdict. The verdict took 3 days.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was something, man. It was something. Now I'm not. Listen, JFK don't simp.
No,
JFK don't simp.
No,
this is not a simping episode.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
This guy, he's the best, isn't he? What up, buddy? Right? He was up there trying to right this ship. I think after this, of what he pulled off tonight, if he goes back to some bullshit, that's like a spit in the face for everybody
right back
who went up there and accepted the fuckery in the last 6 months. And don't get it wrong. I jumped in there. And swung some blows.
Oh, yeah.
I think as smooth as it went, I think that should be, personally, that should be where it should be at all times.
Yeah.
Because there's much shit to talk about.
There is.
And the people will listen.
We're going to continue to talk about it.
Don't feel like they ain't listening. Don't feel like you got to be a spectacle to make them listen. Don't do that. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I ain't trying to be a spectacle.
No,
I'm not trying to. But like I said, and the reason why I bring this up, because this is for the people who watch. This ain't for you people who just jumped on and seeing what I got to say.
Okay.
If you just clicked on to see what I'm saying, you're not even going to understand a fucking word I'm saying.
Okay.
This is for the people. This is for the people who watch every night. So be clear. Log off right now.
Okay.
If you don't watch every night. Yeah. It's a place where you can relax. Long game is, your support is, things are going on. But I like that. Let's be clear. But when that happened, people took what I said about them spaces because that was my first. He learns from that, right? Not saying that you can't have an opinion about it.
Anyway, that's about enough of Hood Booger Talk Radio. All right, let's read some turtle chats. Then I got to go do work. All right, let's see.
That's a good one. They use that recording like the Zapruder film. I love historical references. My favorite.
Abraham Zapruder.
All right, are you ready? All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you gonna read your super chats or what?
No,
I've been
absolutely.
slacking on that.
They all say goals on them. I just read them all, but I am going to show you this picture. Jay Brill, why am I getting a phone call about you and practice?
Oh my God. It's Auntie J, bro. Don't mess with her.
You better not mess with her.
She looks scary.
1 minute before the show is over. Well, it never really became a show, so can't really end, but I'm going to hit the end stream on here.
Okay. Well, bye, friends.
And TJ Brill. That's just hilarious.
Go chat rat raid.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, let's raid this bitch.
Let's do it.
I'm waiting for
tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. Pressure build, detonate, tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate, tick, just give me flash. Let's go. Everybody talking, nobody compose. You should've just let me be, but nah, you knew what I do. Who I am, you know who I am. Tick, tick, tick. Robbing and weaving where you telegraph hate. Flash bows pop every time I breathe. Whole world watching, enjoy those front row seats. Say my name, watch the algorithm screen. Turtleboy! You drama sales on the fumes of my pike tails. Free clickbait for all the mirror ultimate. Bum for town clownies. Better all town clownies in the cheap seats. I built this house, you built noise, I built proof. Woo. Time to raise this roof. Time to expose the hard truth. Now the spotlight stuck on you. Oh, po baby boo. Tick, 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 boom. Truth hit the room. Stand clear. Tick, boom. Funny now, they fear. Tick, boom. Flash bows, no escape. Tick, boom. Clock ran out on fake. Receipts stacked like bricks on file. You throw stones, I archive wow. Smear campaign, panic press, but facts don't bend the cognitive dissonance. You had to poke the turtle, you know I'm a snapper, right? You about to. You should've just let me be. Damn people, you knew better. Tick, tick, boom. Pressure build, detonate. Tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate. Tick, boom. Camouflage, case closed. Everybody talking, nobody compose. Should've just let me be. Tick, tick, boom, tick, boom, tick, 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 boom, tick, tick, boom, tick, tick.